speaker, Kim Dicou, is an excellent speaker as well. She's an honorary member of the Faux Pas Hall of Shame. Today she hopes to present helpful pointers to the well-intended but misguided for times when they interact with someone in need of comfort. The title of her speech is How Not to Say the Wrong Thing. Good, I like this. It is Project 3 from the Competent Communicator Manual, and the objective is get to the point. The time on it is 5 to 7 minutes. Everybody welcome Kim Dicou.
My lovely assistant Susan to be of help to me today. How many of you have ever been found guilty on the social crime of open mouth insert foot? I myself own several cringeworthy memories of times when I hoped to be of help or to comfort someone, and I started talking and words just kept coming out. And I realized I was probably going down the wrong road, and I just kept talking, thinking I was making it better when I was making it worse. Years of working in emergency departments and having spent the last 2 working with terminally ill patients and in support of their families has helped me gain a better perspective on what kinds of things are helpful and what kinds of things are not. A couple of weeks ago, I came across an article written by a woman named Susan Silk, who was a clinical psychologist, and I thought she grasped this concept perfectly. Susan was once a patient, a cancer patient. She'd been feeling fine, went into the doctor, and something completely unanticipated was discovered. Within that same week, she was in the hospital having surgery, and specialists were coming in and setting up plans for chemotherapy and radiation. It was also much to deal with at once. There was the physical pain following the surgery, but also the emotional uncertainty of what's going to happen. What will happen to my practice, my income, my family, my children? The phone rang. It was a colleague of hers. Still a little bit woozy from the pain medication, she picked up the phone. The colleague said, "Oh, Susan, I'm just sick about this. As soon as the day is over, my last appointment's been seen, I'm going to come see you." Susan said, "Thank you for calling. I'm just not up to it today." "No, really, it's no trouble. You don't have to worry about how you look. I'm coming over." "Not today. Maybe next week when I feel better." And the colleague said something interesting. "Susan, this is not just about you. Cancer, life-threatening illness, physical and emotional pain, actually it is all about Susan." So during her recovery, she began to think about the new perspective she had now that she had been on the receiving end of patient care. And she came up with something that I think is absolutely brilliant. She used ring theory to come up with what she termed, Susan, if you will hold on to that, the circle of kvetching. Those of you who have kept up on your Yiddish, what is kvetching? Right? What is it, right?
Kibitzing or giving advice.
Bemoaning something, but it tends to lean toward complaining, whining, if you will. So these are the rules of the circle of kvetching. And if Susan will take a marker, I'm going to have her write words in the center circle, actually 2 letters, AA. And those stand for the afflicted and the aggrieved. That's where the cancer patient is. That's where the parent is who has just lost a child. That's where the employee is who's devastated at the loss of a job. That's the person at the center of some kind of adversity, something that's difficult to deal with. Now I'm going to have her take another marker, and on the next ring, the one just larger, put we're going to put people who are the next closest to the aggrieved and the afflicted. Might be a spouse, so if you could write spouse, or it might be a significant other or a caregiver. On the next ring, the one just larger than that one, we'll put other people who are close to the afflicted and the aggrieved, but are still a little farther out. This might be children. It might be very close friends. So that's where close friends and children will go. On the next ring out might be extended family members, other friends. The last ring is secured for looky-loos. These are those who are drawn to drama. And when there's some kind of crisis, they're not necessarily invested in the afflicted and the aggrieved, but they want all the details. We're going to put them on the very last ring out. Now, the rules of the circle of kvetching are very simple. The person in the center, the afflicted and the aggrieved, gets to say whatever they want to. They might be mad, sad, afraid. Any of you men who have ever held the hand of the woman you love while she's in hard labor giving life to your child understands that there's a lot of latitude. Yes, done really well. The next person is also going to need support, because when you love someone who's hurting, that also becomes difficult. So 2 important rules to remember for the circle of kvetching are directional. Comfort in, dump out. So anyone in a larger circle would want to direct their words to comforting anyone in a successively smaller circle. The spouse wants to comfort the aggrieved and the afflicted. Close friends want to comfort the caregiver and the aggrieved and the afflicted. Relatives want to support children, close friends, caregiver, and the aggrieved and afflicted. That makes sense, doesn't it? So that's the direction of comforting in. What about dumping out? Well, sometimes we may find ourselves reacting with strong feelings of our own. We might also be afraid. We might also be angry that this has happened to someone we love. We might have strong feelings like that. If I am afraid for the aggrieved and the afflicted, I am not going to take that to them. But it's okay if I'm a close friend to express those feelings to someone in a larger circle. It's perfectly fine for me to say, Linda, I'm really afraid for my dad. That would be okay. But I'm not going to go to my dad or to his wife and say, I just can't stand to see you like this. So, next time you find yourself well-intentioned, wanting to be of comfort, wanting to be of service, just remember those 4 simple words. Find your place on the circle and remember, comfort in and dump out.